5-minute view from the cot. After a disappointing afternoon, really. As disappointing afternoons go, this is one of the more disappointing. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sheffield United 3. South Yorkshire derby. What were we expecting beforehand? Well, I don't think Wednesday fans were expecting much, but as I think I mentioned before, the movable object versus a stoppable force in this kind of game, where you got Wednesday who were really in free fall, relying so much for the early part of the season on that effort and grit, lacking in quality, lacking in depth, managing to scrape through, but for the most part losing the matches against a side that have really flattered to deceive this season. And what I will say, so today United beat us 3-0, and you can say, well, look at the quality. This is a side, yes, they've lost a lot of players, but narrowly missed out on the playoffs last season, and while they're back in charge, so it's a threat. So you would expect them to comfortably beat us, but United this season have completely failed to live up to the billing, really. Wednesday have overachieved, if anything, and United have massively underachieved, so it would have been an interesting game going into it, really. I suppose that's what they would have been talking about on TV. Obviously I'm just walking back from a match, so I don't know the detail, the ins and outs. What I do know is that Wednesday had the bulk of possession for the match. United, for all the quality, looked probably less of a threat than I've seen any side this season. Probably the second worst side I've seen this season, beyond ourselves. And we gave them a goal when we were on the up, completely against the run of play. We gave them another goal at the start of the second half. Not necessarily against the run of play, because we just started. And then, as United, Wednesday are always the thing to give, always the gift that keeps on giving, as we did with Brewster, who couldn't score to save his life. We gave him that goal last time. Well, Tommy Cannon, who has completely and utterly underperformed, flattened to deceive since he signed for United. I think Wednesday dodged a bullet in that sense. But of course, he was going to score today. I expected Bamford were going to get on the score sheet, but we weren't really that. At least we saved ourselves from a 4-0 defeat, and we can still keep singing about Boxing Day. So I think fundamentally, the side sort of picked itself, but you've got to say who was going to be playing up front and who was going to be playing at the back, in the sense that we'd got Liam Cooper as an option, but we decided not to put Liam Cooper in. And I think it's easy to say we should have put him in beforehand, but I think the big decision was sticking up goal from in a match such as that, when you've got such as Bailey Kadamata and Charlie McNeil on the bench. Thought we looked a lot better than when they came on, and you've got to sort of feel sorry for Ugbo. He got cheered up in the sense that they cheered the fact that they were bringing him off. It's not going to help him at all, and he really needs to be shipped out on loan or permanently in January, if that is the case. So I think Kadamata would have given us a bit of something more up front. As it was saying on the scoreboard that we actually we had two 2 shots first half, both on target. Everybody was saying, where's that? I've looked at the stats since. Apparently we had 5 shots during the game and none of them were on target, which I think is probably a perfect reflection of the match and exactly where we are at this point in time. So we've been running around like headless chickens. Now we're getting to the stage where we just can't keep doing it. I thought that Jan Valery was great for about 5 minutes, made mistakes after that. I thought Ingelsson ran his blood to water, as they say, and I think where would we be without people like that being still at the club? And obviously Bannon, but I thought he was less effective today, Bannon, and just the amount of times we gave the ball away, especially at the back. I'd have to look back to see specifically who was doing it. I think it was potentially Palmer, that first goal. We just gave it to them, and the credit to them, and the only credit I'm going to give them for today, is they just capitalised on our incredible generosity in giving the ball away, and throughout the second half, especially when we went 3-0 down, I should have been pushing on and we had possession, but constantly lost the ball all the time. And I think there were players that had even seemed to just not be running as much anymore after that. And yeah, unfortunate really, because you want to see your team fighting throughout. I mean, the referee was giving them everything, absolutely everything, which you're going to lose a little bit of heart by. I get that. So Ingelsson, I thought, played really well. I thought Amass failed a little bit at the end, but I thought he had a really good game, and potentially between those two, probably Amass, I think, would probably get the man of the match for me. What a shame. Calamitous at the back, ineffective in midfield, and completely and utterly toothless up front. So you know, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to hang on. Hopefully, we can get somebody else in the door. I thought Cooper, when he came on, sort of looked okay. I was a bit worried because a lot of people were saying he's past his best, but I thought he did all right. Let's see if we can get some more quality going forward and try and get some of those players coming back. We desperately need it. And then come January, maybe by that point we'll have got a new owner. And I'll tell you something, forgetting the scoreline, but the difference between the two sides, supposedly a team of so much quality, so much worth, not really turning us over. We sort of gifted that game. If we can do that at this stage in our history, at this stage in our season, you've got to say, when we get a decent owner in and we start to turn things around, we take on a team like them with that kind of response today, we will give them such a battering. Absolutely. Probably sound a little bit like Kimmy Keegan at that point, but yeah, United were poor, very poor, and we give them that today. Fair dues, but they're going to constantly carry on having defeats this season. They're the second worst team I've seen other than us. So you never know, we could end up having a Sheffield double of relegation at the end of the day. I just hope that we don't run out of effort and fight, and we just carry on and just try his best. But it's just such a big ask to get out of this. It's a bit of a dead rubber this season. in that sense, but you know, fair dues to the players, and they got applauded off the pitch. They're trying their best, and there's times when we've had quality, and you couldn't say that. You know, we've not really got the quality, and what you can say is they are trying their best. Let's see more kids in at this point, if we've got any more left. Let's see Will Granger given an opportunity up front, because I thought he looked useful this season when he came on. George Brown, if he comes back. I mean, at the back, hopefully Liam Cooper's going to give us a bit of stability. I hope we also expect he's going to get injured. Players sort of playing out of position, really. He's not ideal in the middle, so maybe if he manages to keep a bit of fitness, Cooper in the middle and Niall from the right.
On the right hand side. Well, for now, we just dust ourselves off. We're going to take a lot of stick, and it's rightly so. Hopefully by the time that we play them again next time, we're going to be in a lot better situation with owners and a few players coming in January, hopefully. But for now, till next time, see you later, and up the Owls.